Hello again and welcome. Let me just quickly remind you what we're trying to do here. I think I did mention in my introductory meeting, in my introductory video, that the aim is to launch a series of leadership dialogues with all of us, regardless of the sector, regardless of our state and community, regardless of where we are in the corporate ladder, whether we're entrepreneurs, whether we're in corporates, it does not really matter. This is just a leadership discussion. Excited again to be back here. I did say the very first one will be what I call leadership from the village. What can we learn from our village stories that shaped us to be better leaders in the world today? Whether in politics, whether in the main economic stream, doesn't matter. Here's my story. I seem to remember, I must have been between 5 and 7, can't really remember which year that was. The setup in the village was such that you had a stand with a stand number. Every stand number had a 1 hectare piece of land where you would farm maize and other green vegetables for subsistence. So this piece of land, every time, I think in summer, it must have been summer or so, between September all the way into Feb, basically. So figure out which season that is. Villages would actually hire tractors as time went by, but back then they would actually go and plant various stuff. The main thing being maize, because they use that to obviously prepare pop, but obviously a lot of green vegetables, as I've said, and we were not exempt to that. My father and mother also had a piece of land. My grandmother was still alive back then, and all of us will wake up and go plow. We'll wake up and go assist in whichever way we can. And I'll also join the team. In the process, I've actually picked up something very interesting, observant as I was, is that as we plowing, as we doing all of these things, and the millies were getting bigger, was that there was always these ants, that will bite you. And one day, without anyone noticing, I actually just started walking. It was literally 150, 200 meters away from the house. We were fortunate because our piece of land was just across the road. So basically went in there on my own to try and figure out how do these ants survive. And it was very interesting, very intriguing. So I just sat in there on my own. And I remember asking myself if I'm okay upstairs, whether or not what I was doing was quite normal. Strange as it was, I actually observed ants actually pulling together, which is the concept that I'm trying to put together for all of us here. Group of ants pulling together, moving from one direction to the next, all carrying what seems to be food that they're preserving or a nest that we're building. And I can tell you, this was thousands and thousands of ants, as many as there were. As and when they came into contact with each other, they will literally stop, believe it or not. Please go and observe this. They will literally stop. And I don't know if they exchange greetings, but stop, then move forward. Stop, then move forward. And observe them, follow this. Then I realized there's this big structure that they were building together. Like hell, I don't know what it was made of, but it was quite big, massive. So they'll put it down, go back again, go fetch and go back. And I looked at that, I'm like, what better way can we pull together as South Africans? Work together, acknowledge each other, pull each other up, learn from the ants in terms of resilience, in terms of collaboration. And they were quite resilient. I mean, I can imagine when it rains, they will basically be washed away. And they never give up. Wherever they end up, if they survive death, that is, they will continue in the same thing, or the ones that come after them will continue with the same thing. And to me, that is resilience. There's a story about resilience that we need to learn from that. There's a story around collaboration and working together that we need to learn from that. They're stopping, they're working together, building palm by palm, and build this massive structure. To me, is not possible if you don't collaborate, because one ant wouldn't be able to do that on their own. So a whole community basically came together to pull this. And I don't know if that was preserving food or building a structure for survival to survive underneath. But hey, whatever it was, they were collaborating. So again, resilience, collaboration, yeah, and humanity. I can imagine. I'm still trying to figure out what they were saying to each other as they stopped and acknowledged each other. To me, it goes bigger than just collaborating. It means working as a team, realizing that each of us need each other in order to survive. So let me leave it there for today. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I've learned a lot from that process. I was very young, but that story stuck with me up until so far. 35 years after, I can still vividly remember, can still see the picture of those ants pulling together, collaborating, how resilient they are. Even if we step on them, they kept on going. The ones that survived picked up, kept on going. And I was wondering if we can achieve that as a human being. That story shaped me to be a better leader today. It taught me to be resilient. It taught me that I need you to survive, that I need other team members to survive. It taught me humanity. It taught me to have a focus goal, have a bigger plan. They had a bigger plan. The structure was a bigger plan. And my feeling is that if we lose that as a community, we're going nowhere. That has shaped me to be a better person. Can the end story encourage you to stand up and do something with your neighbor, do something with your colleague, pull it up and become a better person? Thank you for watching. It was an interesting story. It's an interesting observation at a very young age. And I had an opportunity to say this when I was being brought up at a village, the place that I still call home today. Those are some of beautiful stories from the village that I wanted to share with you today. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. Thank you. Bye.